Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, a saving grace for the Bitcoin market. Guys, every single time a market reverses, normally there's a technical indicator that is predicting that reversal before it comes, and in today's video, we might be looking at one. Now, yes, guys, I know we are missing something in today's video, and it is, of course, all of those ugly lines here on our other chart. Okay, we're going to be looking at a cleaner chart in today's video, a clean-shaven chart, you might say. But guys, trust me, all the other lines will come back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you that reversal pattern and what it means for Bitcoin and why it very well may be predicting something major for Bitcoin. I've been wanting to talk about this for several weeks, but haven't had the chance to, so in today's video, we're going to be doing that. Guys, if you're in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, or if you've been watching the channel here for quite some time, then you will know the concept of divergence, specifically RSI divergence, is extremely powerful. So powerful that just about every time I see it form on a longer term chart, long enough that it will probably still be relevant by the time the video goes out, I like to talk about it. And guys, this is some of the longest term RSI divergence that I've seen in quite some time. As you can see, we have a downtrend on our price action here over the last 3 months, and not only on our RSI do we see divergence with a slightly higher low, it's mostly an equivalent low, we also see divergence on the bottoms on the MACD. And believe it or not, divergence can be read from the MACD as well as the RSI because they're both oscillators. RSI divergence this long tends to be very powerful, and we haven't really seen anything major come of it just yet, which is why I wanted to make this video. Bitcoin has been facing lower lows here over the last several months, and RSI and MACD have not been following that trend. And that is an important piece of our technical analysis. It's something that I've been putting off to make its own video about, and here it is. Guys, like I said, I've been wanting to show you this for weeks on end, so this is going to be a special video. This is going to be an important video, and I highly encourage you guys to watch until the end if you think that is the case, because this does kind of throw a wrench in the bearish argument. I'm still slightly more bearish, but we'll discuss more of that at the end of the video. Anyway, guys, if you do enjoy this video, consider liking the video. It really helps out the channel. Maybe I'll go make another pot of coffee and start drinking coffee at 7:30 at night like we did on a live stream 2 days ago. Hopefully not, though. And if you guys are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. We make daily cryptocurrency content, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of it. Sitting here and talking to myself gets a little old if nobody decides to watch the video, so consider hitting that subscribe button. Nevertheless, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. As I said in the intro, guys, we are looking at both types of divergence, RSI and MACD divergence. You've probably never heard anyone talk about MACD divergence, but it is a thing. And it does matter. To recap, if you've forgotten what I said about 45 seconds ago, Bitcoin has lower lows on its price action, and it has higher lows on the RSI and on the MACD. Now, the reason that's important is very simple. The oscillators are supposed to follow the trend, the price action trend. If Bitcoin has lower lows on its price action, MACD is supposed to have lower lows too. RSI is supposed to have lower lows too. When those two things diverge, when they don't correspond with each other, that is a telltale sign. A telltale sign that the heart of the market is in a different place. I will give whoever gets that reference $10 in Bitcoin. Divergence can be found on any time frame, and basically with either of these two oscillators, although RSI is by far the most common oscillator that people look for divergence on. In fact, if it was just MACD divergence, I probably wouldn't even be making this video. But I do want you to understand that it can show up on any time frame, and it can show up between both of these oscillators, and it's not just the lows, it also has to do with the highs, which we're going to talk about here in a second, because this right here is not the only divergence we're looking at. There's actually some shorter term divergence still on the daily chart looking you in the face right now that we're going to be talking about here in a little while. But first I want to analyze the position of the market right now. What is Bitcoin doing at the current moment? Well, guys, as you know, Bitcoin has been looking at a very important decision point. I've been talking about this for a week or so, with Bitcoin below the 20 daily exponential moving average and above this very long-term 4-year uptrend of support. If you guys haven't already seen that video, it's this one right there. You should go ahead and watch that because it's a very powerful video. It's something you need to understand. But nevertheless, as you can see, Bitcoin is wedged between these two levels at the moment, and Bitcoin has to decide sometime probably before the first of the year if it's going to break to the upside or to the downside. So it's important that we understand all the technicals because that is going to be a major market-defining move for the next several months. And like I said, guys, Bitcoin is looking at more RSI divergence than just what I showed you a second ago. It's also looking at much more shorter-term RSI divergence. The more you dig into this chart, the more of it you find. It's really interesting. Because, guys, like I said, RSI divergence isn't just on the bottoms of the charts and oscillators, it's also on the highs. As you can see, we had a high over here and a lower high on the price action, which indicates a downtrend. But on the flip side, the RSI said, I don't think so, and had a high right here, and then a slightly higher high on the RSI. Typically, when the RSI disagrees with the price action on either the highs or the lows, whichever direction those highs and lows on the RSI is pointing is typically the direction that the RSI is predicting the market's going to move. Right now, as you can see, we're seeing RSI divergence on the shorter term time frames with these highs right up here, and we're also seeing RSI divergence on the much longer term time frame with the bottoms being slightly higher on the chart down here than the lows were up here on the price action chart. And just to give you an example, by by the way, guys, Bitcoin had some lower lows right here, and with the same chart, we saw RSI divergence with the highs increasing. Bitcoin rallied 45% because a little bit of news came out. One news story coming out of China should not have caused a rally that big. It was mostly technical in my opinion. The news set it off and sparked it. And the RSI divergence will have caused a major part of that. Now, guys, look, listen, there's something I need you to understand. This is very important. Are you listening? I'm serious. You better be listening to me. Good, I hope I got your attention. Listen, everything I just said, I'm talking bullish. RSI divergence looks good. Bitcoin is looking good on its RSI divergence and its MACD divergence for right now on longer term time frames. And also, guys, by the way, Bitcoin's looking pretty good out here on the weekly chart with our moving averages crossing in the last week or so. Those are bullish technicals. I hope you're listening, okay? Because I don't want to hear any of this stuff in the comment section. Bitcoin longs just hit an all-time high above 41,000. Okay, I get that. That's bullish. Are you listening? You're listening. Good. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to say it now. Bitcoin is not out of the woods yet. I am not calling for a bullish breakout just yet. Okay, I know there are going to be people in the comment section saying, Jeb, look at the shorts chart, look at the longs chart, look at this, that, and the other technical indicator. Look, I get it. Bitcoin is very bearish right now. I'm not trying to say that Bitcoin is out of the woods yet. I'm not saying this RSI divergence is necessarily going to come in and save the day for Bitcoin, but it is very important, and it does, in fact, have the potential to do that, even if it's not guaranteed yet. We need to see what happens. But it is nevertheless important that you understand what is going on the chart. So, guys, don't flame me in the comment section if Bitcoin breaks bearish and I was talking about RSI divergence, because the bears still clearly are in control. Let me show you something. While I was researching for this video, because there's like 100 million types of RSI divergence, and while I was researching, I found an Investopedia article talking about price momentum. And this right here is what I wanted to show you. Defining price momentum. I've talked about this in videos recently, guys, about the strength of a trend. It's very important that you understand how strong or weak the trend is. You might call it the strength of the bulls and the bears. Wow, how about that? Well, guys, on the chart right now, like I said, the bears are still very much in control. This uptrend right here, this uptrend, this bounce was very weak. It was a weak bounce. It was weak. It sucked. It is just bad. And in fact, on the longer term time frame, it's starting to look like a bit of a bear flag. If we draw it like that, Bitcoin should be breaking bearish. I get that. The point I want to make is that the bears are still in control of the market, and there are still a lot of bearish technicals that I've discussed in previous videos. So with all that said, I need you to understand that the RSI divergence is also very powerful. I'm not guaranteeing you that this is going to come and save the day for Bitcoin, and just because we saw some RSI divergence, Bitcoin's about to go up to the moon. I never said that. But that being said, guys, in my experience, when Bitcoin does have RSI divergence like this, it normally means something. Oftentimes, the RSI divergence will override other technical indicators because of just how strong it is. There were quite a few bearish technical indicators right over here, and partially and probably in large part because of this RSI divergence down here on the MACD and the RSI, in fact, Bitcoin had this major blow off top. Now I've got shorter term RSI divergence on the highs and longer term RSI divergence on the lows. So guys, I hope you understand what we're trying to discuss here. Let me put it all into a bow for you so we can wrap the video out. Bitcoin is sitting between resistance right here. There's also VPVR resistance. If we bring that up, we're going to find quite a bit just above us. As we can see, there's this big old VPVR climax right over here. But we're also sitting above some very important levels of support. For example, this long-term uptrend that Bitcoin has been above for literally nearly half a decade. Bitcoin is moving into a decision point. I've discussed the bearish technicals recently, so I wanted to show you the bullish. These are the bullish. 1, the RSI divergence. 2, the MACD divergence. 3, the shorter term RSI divergence down here with these highs. 4, the longs and the shorts are just being strange right now. I don't really know if this is a very valid technical indicator, so I don't want to put too much more weight on it. But the fact that the longs just went to an all-time high last night, as you can see, there are signs that Bitcoin might be trying to reverse. So guys, understand that the trend is your friend right up until it ends. Right now the trend is bearish. I think there's a pretty good reason to assume that we're going to go a little bit lower, but also understand that every trend that is bearish needs to reverse at some point, whether or not that's now or a month from now. It doesn't really matter. The point is that trend reversal is going to come and Bitcoin is going to start a new uptrend. So always be on the lookout for it. Like I said, people always say the trend is your friend, and I added a second part to that because it's a very important part of it. The trend is your friend until it ends. So guys, I want us to be watching for a trend reversal here in the next few weeks because I think one is coming, but we might be in for a larger correction before that does actually come to fruition. So guys, I hope you got some good value out of that video. If you did, hit the like button down below. It really helps out the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at all other than about a fraction of a second of your... Okay, thank you. You hit the like button. I can shut up now. Also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys doing that. We've been growing like wildfire lately, and I'd love to get to 30,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We've got, what, like, I don't know, I can't do math, about 17 days left, 18 days left until the end of the year. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And guys, before we wrap the video out, there's also something else I want to talk about, and that's tunnel visioning on our failures and our errors. I've seen a lot of people do this in cryptocurrency and outside of cryptocurrency, in the real world and in the virtual world here. They tunnel vision on where they screwed up. And you know, this is normally a sign that whoever is doing this is a good person, and it's normally a sign that they want to do the right thing but feel like they didn't, or that they want to make the good trade and they didn't. Guys, you have to understand something. It's good to be sorry when you screwed up in the real world. It's good to look back on the mistakes you made in the cryptocurrency world. It's good to realize where you failed, but I've also found that some people can take their failures and they can use it to spiral into depression, which is something that I see happen a lot in cryptocurrency. People have a bad trade, and then they get in their head, and they freak out about it, and they start freaking out about their future, and they start thinking the sky's falling because they lost $100 on Bybit. The human brain has a tendency to spiral out of control when bad things happen and start thinking about every possible negative scenario that could come from the mistake you just made. Whether it's a bad trade, a bad decision in real life, whether you got into an argument with someone, it doesn't matter what it is. The point is, our brains like to analyze and overanalyze what the worst situation is. Oh man, if I keep losing trades here on Bybit, I'm gonna go broke. If I keep acting like this, I'm gonna lose all my friends. If I keep doing technical analysis badly, I'm never gonna make money and I won't be able to support my family. People, guys, calm down. I think you're gonna get a lot of value out of this. Cryptocurrency markets and life in general, they're going to attack you. You are going to come under assault many times in your life, mentally and sometimes physically. Normally mentally though, hopefully. And when that happens, in cryptocurrency markets especially, what you need to do is you need to step back and you need to be thankful for what you have and analyze what you have. If you're worried about losing everything because of cryptocurrency markets, take a step back and think, wow, look how lucky I am. Look how lucky that I'm in cryptocurrency this early at all. Look at how lucky I am to have a computer to trade on it with and an internet connection to be connected to the blockchain. Look how lucky I am to have running water and food and a transportation and a house. Look at how lucky you are, guys. There are some people in third world countries and people all throughout history who had it far worse than we did, and they were far happier than we are. So don't think that your situation or mistakes that you made need to impact your happiness, because your happiness in cryptocurrency markets and in real life comes from up here. It does not come from a computer monitor. So guys, as you're trading in cryptocurrency markets, keep an eye on your mental health, because this stuff can screw you up if you are not mentally prepared for it. It's not just about your finances, it's about your own sanity. So guys, keep an eye on that. If something bad happens in cryptocurrency markets, if Bitcoin crashes and you're in a long, if Bitcoin rallies and you're in a short, no matter what happens, just remember, it's going to be okay. Sometimes it's a good thing to be a little more happy-go-lucky than otherwise. Everything's going to be just fine. Guys, I don't know who needed to hear that, but I have a feeling with how many people watch these videos nowadays, a few of you will have gotten value out of that. I hope you did. Like I said, if you enjoyed today's video, the like button is down below, and it is begging to be turned blue. And the subscribe button is down below, and it's just waiting for you to join our community. Anyway, guys, also before we wrap it out, I do want to remind you that there is the sale running on CT2A. If you want to learn about technical analysis in these markets while we have a little bit of downtime and Bitcoin's not really doing a whole lot, so that you can be ready for the next uptrend, because one is coming eventually. CT2A is a great place to do it. There's 34 videos and over 10 hours of content. There are 1,000 students in this academy, and they are loving it. The link is down below, and so too is a $40 off coupon code that will run through Christmas Day. So if you guys want to help to support the channel and what we're doing here, while also learning about technical analysis and being prepared so that you can make the most of the volatility that is coming back to Bitcoin in the next month or two, I think. The link is down below, so too is the $40 off coupon code, and you can also join our first cohort community down below. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. I do hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, guys, I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.